A warm welcome to you, the viewer of the NILE CAST News Bulletin, to the NILE CAST News Bulletin that runs your ways every Mondays to Fridays. My name is Farish Majid, and today is also the St. Janan Luhum Day, and in a special way, I want to welcome you from the Chuku Chuku live show from DJ Mosh, Liz Han, and Hassan, the big brother, and to the NILE CAST News Bulletin. Before we get to give the news bulletin in detail, let's first have a look at what is making it down the headlines. In the headlines tonight, Greater Nebi Schools celebrate 2023 UCE results. Stakeholders trained on the new curriculum for lower secondary school. And 47th anniversary of St. Janan Luhum Day celebrated in Kitgum district. For this and more, in the NILE CAST News Bulletin. Welcome back, and now to begin off with the news bulletin. Most schools in Greater Nebi yesterday went into jubilation after the release of the 2023 UCE results. Uganda National Examinations Board confirms that the candidates who received their results yesterday will be the last cohort to receive their results under the last, old curriculum, and those who will be able to sit for their exam this year will be part of the new curriculum that is competence-based. Alfred Jawok has more details on this story.
In some of the schools, the results were much better compared to the 2022 UCE results. At St. Daniel Komboni Omier, out of the 51 candidates that sat for the 2023 UCE examinations, 29 were in first grade and 22 in Division 2. Angal Senior Secondary School had 28 in Division 1, 58 in Division 2. Panyango Senior Secondary School had 15 in Division 1, 29 in Division 2. At St. Aloysius College Nyapea had 3 in Division 1, 17 in Division 2. Innocent Anwar, the head teacher at Secondary School, attributed the good results to team spirit after they went to the drawing board.
We advised many strategies to see that we achieve this feast of the first grade we got. The second grade we are secured, and of course no failure totally this year. The teachers were brought on board and they worked tirelessly. I want to say thank you to them. They gave me the support, they gave me their commitment, and all in all, it was a team spirit that enabled us to raise this good result of this year. I still want to maintain that we give a special thank to Almighty God for giving us the wisdom and the guidance, plus the courage to face this year, last year head on, given the challenge that we had in 2022. I'd like to say thank you so much to the parents, thank you so much to the students, thank you so much to OBs and OGs also, who gave in their support in terms of, encouraging us, even criticizing us, because even positive criticism can also lead to positive result.
Joseph Chope, the deputy head teacher of Panyango Senior Secondary School, also attributed a good performance to discipline, teamwork, and above all, the government for sending them good teachers.
Most of the students passed, but many people normally attribute success to first grade. We got 15 first grade, and if you are to look at the result from the past 2 years, the indication is that we are progressing. Every year there is progress, and the graph has not fallen. It is rising, and we expect to get more in the future.
Meanwhile, Agnes Okwonga, a parent in Nebi district, congratulated all schools which performed well in the last year's Uganda National Examination Board. Okwonga, who is a former student of Angal Senior Secondary School in 1998, revealed that for over 54 years, the school did not get such a big number of candidates in first grade.
The spell of time, performance has been up and down, up and down. And last year, it was almost the worst. We had only one first grade. Yeah, it was a challenge. Many would say that was after COVID math. But whether there's something bad or not, I'm thankful that the headmaster, Mr. Marach, had to restructure everything. And wow, very splendid result right now.
UNEB Executive Secretary Dan Okrash Udongo who is the Chief Executive and Accounting Officer of the board, said English subjects improved compared to 2023 and also the same with mathematics. Odongo said that the failure rate dropped compared to 2022 resulted through performance in science subjects continuing to be a cause of concern.
Performance in the 2023 examination is significantly better than that of 2022. The failure rate has also dropped by 0.5%. Honorable Minister, this means that 329,939 or 95.9% of the learners who presented themselves for the 2023 examination can progress to the post-UCE level, compared to 0.7% in the previous examination. There is a significant improvement in English language, religious education, mathematics, and biology. However, noticeable drops were recorded in history, agriculture, and physics.
In related news, Uganda National Examination Board (UNEB) has confirmed that 2023 UCE was the last to be administered under the old curriculum, meaning that from 2024 October or November, the UCE will be the new lower secondary curriculum, which is competence-based. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
Welcome back, and now moving on with the news bulletin. Secondary school head teachers in Madisa region have been urged to lay grounds for the learners who would wish to receive the Uganda Certificate of Examination for the last time as UNEB phases out the old curriculum. This urge was made by Mali Michael, the District Education Officer for Moyo, during the closure of a two-day training workshop for the secondary school head teachers in the district on the new curriculum. Okumu Dominic has more details on this story.
The training workshop brought over 50 head teachers from 5 districts, which forms the Madisa region, with districts like Koboko, Yumbe, Obongi, Moyo and Ajumani to be trained on the new curriculum for the lower secondary schools. Mr. Malimaiko, the District Education Officer Moyo, urged the head teachers to prepare grounds for those learners who would like to sit for Uganda Certificate of Examination this year to do so before the old curriculum is being phased off completely, saying the head teachers play a pivotal role in preparing and organizing the learners within the shortest time possible.
Member also comes around to see you off. In the same way, we have had the old curriculum, which is now winding up. So we need to give it a good send-off, the way we give send-off for our dear relatives and friends. UNEB has organized the last exams under the old curriculum around June, July. There are so many people who did not have the opportunity to sit for O-level exams. There are those who did not pass well, who may need to repeat. There are those who are aspiring for our LC position in the villages. They need a UCE certificate. Then there are those who sat but did not do well. They want to give it a second trial. Our duty as head teachers is to make sure these 3 categories who are deserving do the final exams under the old curriculum. And it is a very short period of time. Can you imagine? Registration is supposed to start after 19th of this month, after the DOs and area supervisors have done identification of the halls and the sitting centers.
Mr. Mwesi J. Francis, the national trainer with Ministry of Education and Sports under the SESEMAT program, said now the head teachers are well equipped with the much needed knowledge which can be used for monitoring the performance of the science teachers in their schools, and therefore implore the head teachers to consider organizing internal workshops in their schools so that the science teachers can as well pass the knowledge they have acquired to the rest of the teachers in these schools.
Our expectation now is that we shall move back to our stations and give supportive supervision to our teachers. You are aware that science teachers have undergone the SESEMA training, and therefore we would like to see you organize internal workshops for the whole staff, and these science teachers who have undergone training should lead the training for the rest of the teachers.
Mr. Eranya Moses Vuni, the head teacher Lefori Seed Secondary School, who doubles as the new chairperson Sesemat Madisab region, said a lot has been said about the achievements of Sesemat in the region, but implore the head teachers to support the program so as to see positive changes.
A lot has been achieved since 2007. Why we are saying Sesemat has no impact, has no impact, has no impact. If you have ever done research, impact is a huge thing to achieve. You cannot achieve it in one day. But from our follow-ups, we have seen changes in the method of teaching and learner-centeredness. The continuation of this is based at school level. How do we observe? Who does the observation? Some of you are new. The teachers were taken to in this same hall about what to observe, how to observe, who should do the observation. Our Sesemat activity, regional based, is lesson observation, school based. I'm saying this because I've been in the system. And therefore, the director of studies, deputy head teacher, heads of departments can do lesson observation. Now it has changed its name to support supervision. We go there to support.
Sister Abio Rebecca, the head teacher St. Mary Assunta Girls Secondary School Adjumani, said in the past, remittance of funds for running Sesemat activities have been through cohesion, and urged the members to freely submit the funds so as to support the smooth running of the new curriculum in the region.
You were able to support the Sesemat activities in our region by ably submitting or remitting the money that is due. Yesterday we saw that it has been through coercion, but this time, since we spoke about it very well yesterday, from now onwards, we shall not be coerced. Because for this activity, now the new curriculum to continue very effectively, because we need to benchmark as a region, and we need this money for our benchmark.
A lot has been achieved since 2007. Why we are saying Sesemat has no impact, has no impact, has no impact. If you have ever done research, impact is a huge thing to achieve. You cannot achieve it in one day. But from our follow-ups, we have seen changes in the method of teaching and learner-centeredness. The continuation of this is based at school level. How do we observe? Who does the observation? Some of you are new. The teachers were taken to in this same hall about what to observe, how to observe, who should do the observation. Our Sesemat activity, regional based, is lesson observation, school based. I'm saying this because I've been in the system. And therefore, the director of studies, deputy head teacher, heads of departments can do lesson observation. Now it has changed its name to support supervision. We go there to support.
Sister Abio Rebecca, the head teacher St. Mary Assunta Girls Secondary School Adjumani, said in the past, remittance of funds for running Sesemat activities have...
Welcome back, and moving on with the news bulletin. Leaders in Pakwach district want the Uganda Post Defense Forces officers attached in the area to be removed, and also called upon the officers to undergo refresher courses and counseling. And this follows incidents of impounding and arrest of fishermen on Lake Albert in Pakwach district by the armed personnel attached to the Fisheries Protection Unit. The leaders made this revelation on Thursday, 15th of February 2024, during the belated NRM Day celebrations at Chitawe Primary School playgrounds. Alfred Jawok has more on this story.
Held at Chitawe Primary School playground in Pakwach Sub-County. According to Mr. Robert Steen, the chairperson Pakwach District Local Government, they have petitioned the Office of Speaker of Parliament to intervene and remove the officers who are brutally beating and arresting innocent people on Lake Albert. Omita wants the Commander Fisheries Protection Unit, who has overstayed in the district, to be transferred to other duty stations. He appealed to the government to ease operations on the water, as this has affected people of Junam, whose economic activities are fishing. Omita wants unconditional release of impounded fishing gears and boats by the FPU.
One, there should be unconditional release of all people who are jailed on this very difficult law which are being implemented under a very thorough siege of corruption. Two, there are over 20 boats which are confiscated by these same corrupt officers that are being held at the barracks at their detached in Panyimur, which must be in day and day, which must be released unconditionally. Number three, we want these corrupt officers taken away. Officers who understand this law are the ones to be brought on the ground, while we join hands with them and do thorough sensitization of our people. And the law should be very considerate. We are aware the serious two species which have been condemned is tilapia and Nile perch. Why then are they confiscating these other fish species? What about the over 86 out of the 58 species that we have? What happens to the other 56 species which are not condemned, and majority of which do not grow beyond? I gave an example of Brysana's nas, what we commonly call onanang. And these other small types, or kwaki, or boo, they do not grow that fat or tall or big.
Equally, Avurjan Pacheto, Pakwach District Woman Member of Parliament, asserts that the officers are extorting money from poor fishermen. She appealed to General Tabanamin, the Deputy Director General Internal Security Organization, ISO, who was the chief guest during the celebration, to talk to the President and remove the officers who are allegedly beating and causing death of fishermen in Pakwach District. The legislator added that due to the operations on Lake Albert by the FPU, it has become a challenge to mobilize the electorates to participate and support the government.
This day, because it is watering down the achievements of NRM in Pakwach District. I have spoken about this even before the President, that mobilizing the people of Pakwach is becoming difficult and difficult every other day because of the manner in which the operation is taking place. I think this policy was prematurely launched, and that said, it can be reviewed, because when something is affecting the people negatively, then it is not good for the people.
In the meantime, General Tabanamin confirms that he has received the copy of the petition, but urged the leaders in the district to follow rightful procedures to channel their grievances. Amin criticizes the commander of FPU in Pakwach District for undermining the RDC's duties as he represents the President in the district. He, however, appealed to the people of Junam to be patient as he will forward the letter to the President. He suggests that government should give a period of 2 weeks in a month for the fishermen to carry out activities on the lake.
Fishermen 2 weeks per month.
At least
others we shall others we are going to die of hunger. And it is very bad to see children now standing here instead of being in school. I will ask the President to fight for these Marines, at least to release our boats.
Early this month, West Nile region was in shock when more than 3 trucks carried fish from Sudan were intercepted at Elego and Pakwach district despite paying over 12 million shillings to Uganda Revenue Authority for clearance. The main economic activities for the people of Jonam is fishing, but 2 years ago when Parliament passed a law against premature fish and fishing gears, the situation has become a challenge to many parts of this country. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
Welcome back, and more in the stories. Education stakeholders in Moyo Ordinary have been urged to show right directions in their schools so as to make improvements in Arua Catholic Diocese, and this urge was made by Reverend Father Emmanuel Asega, the Education Secretary for Arua Catholic Diocese, during an engagement meeting with Catholic-founded primary school authorities on improving performances at Moyo People's Training Center. Okumu Dominic with more on this story.
The half-day meeting brought in a handful of school authorities, mostly the primary schools which are Catholic-funded, to discuss and find a way forward on how to improve performance in these schools and Arua Diocese as a whole. In the meeting, each school sent in 2 representatives, that's to say the school head teacher and the school management committee chairperson. Reverend Father Lawrence Eguma, the Dean of Education, Moyo Ordinary, who also doubles as the parish priest Etele Parish, said parents are to blame for the poor performance of the learners, in the sense that most of the parents don't want to take up their responsibilities, making some of the learners go to school on empty stomach and others don't pay their dues in time, hence affecting the concentration of the learners in the class.
Responsibility of the parents. The parents, some of the parents are not doing their duty as parental care to see that their children are in school. Even some of the children come to school with the empty stomach, and then if the child is hungry, will not concentrate in school, and then will not perform well. And then also another one is also parents that. The necessary things needed by the pupils in school is not provided on time. More especially when the school fees are not paid on time. School fees are paid when the pupils are coming to sit for either end of term examination or end of year examination. That's when the parents will see into that their school fees is paid. So these are some of the causes. So we need to come together as stakeholders, the church, the parents, the teachers, the politicians, to come together to see that how we can improve on the performance of our pupils in this region.
Mr. Adrawa Michael Pigo, the school management committee chairperson, Father Bilibao Memorial Primary School, urged the school management committee chairpersons to take up their responsibility of calling upon the school head teachers and the Parents Teachers Association executives to discuss some of the challenges affecting performance in their schools and find solutions so as to improve performance. He, however, said he has problems with the funding bodies of the Catholic-funded schools because the funding members don't pay attention to the schools they have started, and this has greatly affected the running of such schools.
From the angle of SMC, we need SMCs to take up a responsibility to call parents, to call PTA executives, including the staff and even the head teacher, to discuss what affects the school from the background of Catholic founded, putting that of government at part and parcel, and we see when we integrate them together how it is going to take the school to the next level. All we are crying is the performance, but the foundation board also had some level of weakness. As a Michael, as I was elected, I had not seen even these founded members, not even for a meeting. They are not there, but they have brought it timely. We need to, this is a awakening call for the education department of Arua Diocese to start even engaging the people who are being the foundation body, the 5-6 which they talk about.
Mr. Kuku Patrick, the head teacher of Father Bilbao Memorial Primary School, who also doubles as the coordinator for the Catholic-funded schools in Moyo Dinari, lauded the organizers for the engagement meeting, saying this has given them the opportunity to evaluate themselves and has also given them their mandate in executing their roles in their schools, and this will help them in improving the performance in their schools.
So when we get back to our schools, everyone will be at the level of speaking his duty, for having known his role, his scope. To that effect, there is going to be a linkage, intentional linkage or deliberate linkage, which will be created by the stakeholders involved in improving academic standard of the schools.
The recently released primary living examination results saw West Nile region among the region that performed poorly. It's upon this background that different education stakeholders, including the church, is looking for ways of averting the poor performance of learners in the national examinations. Ever since the declaration of the primary living examination results a fortnight ago, stakeholders and educationists within the West Nile region have been traversing the region and discussing ways of improving performance in the region. However, it yet remains to be seen whether their efforts will bear fruits at the end of the year. I'm Dominic Anthony Okumu for West Nile TV, NILE CAST.
Welcome back, and moving on, police in Parombo is investigating circumstances under which unknown thugs broke into an agent mobile banking facility and went away with Ugandan shillings 20 million on the 14th of February 2024. Alfred Jawok with more on this story.
The incident happened this week at 4 a.m. as the thugs penetrated into the house using master keys to open the money safe. According to Alfred Chaya, the proprietor of Nyalon Business Solution located in Parombo Town Council, his workers left the money inside the safe with hope that no one could steal it. Oshaya added that the thugs also went away with the banking machine, one mobile money phone containing 1.2 million shillings. He appeals to other mobile money banking operators to be vigilant as they operate without security to guard their premises.
We left it in the night of Friday. So from there we started checking in, then we found all those items are missing, and they have taken another screens which is of CHJ, which is started 2-inch from our wall, and that one there even goes, and the bag where we put in the money. So we were now here seeing all the possible remedies, and we reported the case to our nearest police station, which is Parombo Police Station. From there, we have tried, and people came here. They were now sympathizing with us, but nothing else we could do. No, whenever this thing is now, it will not only end up with us, and so the alertness is to make other people also get the readiness that we are having people who are terrorizing the business community, the business people. So it is now all up to us, the business people, to have that information and to be alert all the time that we are not safe at the hand of thieves and robbers.
Information obtained from the Parombo police post indicates that the incident has been reported and that investigation into the matter is ongoing and no arrest has been made. This is the third incident of such nature, as this has brought fear among the business community of Parombo, Achana, and the neighboring sub-county due to rampant cases of theft since this year began. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV, NILE CAST.
Welcome back, and now to sum up the news bulletin. Today, on the 16th of February 2024, Uganda celebrates the 47th anniversary of St. Archbishop Janan Luwum Day, commemorating the life of the second African bishop of the Church of Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, and Bogazairi from 1974 to 1977. He also served as the second bishop of Kampala Diocese. The Church of Uganda commemorated the 47th anniversary of St. Janan Lumumba at Wigweng Diocese of Kitigum, led by Madi West Nile Diocese and the Biancan Diocese under the theme, conforming to the truth of God's words, not to the patterns of the world, with the chief celebrant being Reverend Dr. Stephen Kazimba Mugalu.
Good evening, viewers. You are most welcome for today's edition of NILE CAST Sports News. In front of the camera is me, Benson Pastore. A lot of stories continues to happen each and every day in the world of sports, whether it be a local content, regional content, national content, continental content, and as usual, we finalize everything with what is happening in international sports, more especially what is happening in Europe. Now let's kickstart our discussion with what is happening within the country, as Uganda under-20 men's national team called Hippos entered the residential camp FIFA Technical Center Nzeru yesterday, Thursday 15th of Feb 2024, to kickstart preparation ahead of the All-African Games scheduled to take place in Accra, that's in Ghana, and the tournament is kickstarting from 7th of March up to 22nd of March. Uganda has been pitted alongside countries like South Sudan, Nigeria, Uganda themselves. You talk about Tunisia. So let's have the reported story.
The Uganda men's football team that will represent the country in the All-Africa Games entered camp yesterday at the FIFA Technical Center in Nzeru. The team is composed of 39 players that were summoned. Around 22 players have been able to report to camp, mainly the local-based players, as we expect the foreign-based players to join the team in the due course. The composition of the team, we have players that have been through the ranks of the different youth national teams, right from the under-15 national team, and players that have been followed throughout the different competitions that it take part in, mainly the Uganda Premier League and the FIFA Big League. We have players that have played for the under-17 national team before, the under-20 national team, and also players that played in the under-18 Sekafa tournament that was played in Kenya recently, last year. We have a number of players that played in Egypt in the AFCON under-20 tournament that was played last year in February in Egypt, being that the age category that CAF allowed is players that the upper age limit being players born in 2003 and also players between 2003 and 2007. So we have a couple of players that have been in the different setups of the national teams. That's why we have a composition of different players taking part in this camp. We believe that by the end of a couple of days, the technical team will have come up with a squad of 20 players that will represent Uganda in the final tournament. And it will take place between the 7th of March on the 22nd of March.
Away from that national story, this time jet into Europe and talking about how things transpired yesterday night in UEFA Europa League and Europa Conference. Remember, the UEFA Europa League has already reached to the round of 32 of knockout stages, whereby we had around 8 games played yesterday night. We saw one all-tie between AS Roma and the team of Feyenoord, and Galatasaray of Turkey were 3-2 winners over Sparta Praha. Meanwhile, Shakhtar Donetsk of Ukraine went on to draw with Marseille, that comes from France, 2-2, and there was a game between Sporting Braga, that comes from Portugal, as they were beaten by Karabakh by 4-2, and AC Milan were 3-0 winners over Rennes of France, and there was a barren draw between RC Lens of France up against FEB of German, and lastly we saw Soccer Lisboa Benfica edging out Tolu by 2-1, and also there was a game between Sporting Lisbon of Portugal, as we saw them beating Young Boys by 3-1. Away from that, now into the world of transfers, Kylian Mbappe has already confirmed that he will be leaving Principality, the princess-based club, Paris Saint-Germain, at the end of the season. He joined Paris Saint-Germain from AS Monaco way back in 2017, initially on loan before turning the deal into permanent basis. And he has spent around 7 seasons with the Paris-based club, and he has said it will be the time for him to leave Paris Saint-Germain at the end of the season, where he will be leaving next, whether to Real Madrid, whether to Liverpool, Chelsea, and also to teams like Barcelona. It has not been confirmed. Let's finalize today's NILE CAST Sports News with what is happening at Theatre of Dreams. I mean, from Old Trafford, I'm talking about Manchester United, as currently they are eyeing the sporting director of Newcastle called Dan Ashworth. This sporting director also previously worked with the under-17 of England, under 20 men's national team, and also under-17 winning World Cup with both ages. And at the same time, he also worked with Brighton and Hove Albion as sporting director, and he was actually the sporting director for the team of Brighton and Hove Albion, sporting the manager called Graham Potter before he was sacked. With that, we have come to the end of today's edition of NILE CAST Sports News. It has been me, Benson Pastore, bringing it for you. Let's link up again tomorrow for the same program.
Thank you, Oracle Benson, for the sports updates, and I know for the sports lovers, you already got something that is in the world of sport. And with that, we come to a closer of today's NILE CAST News Bulletin with me, Farish Majid, and it has been the Friday edition. We shall be able to really bounce back tomorrow with the same. Thank you.